Hi, I'm Dr. Wayne Sotil from the Sotil Center for Resilience with today's resilience tip. The news today: good work is good for your health, it's good for your family, and it's good for your mood. What we know from research is that the fastest way to burnout and the fastest way to misery of the sort you spread when you go home is to fail to engage fully in the work that you're spending approximately 1/3 of your awake life doing. On the other hand, good work is good for mind, body, spiritual, and relationship health. Well, the question becomes, how do I tell if I've got a good gig, if I've got good work? Think of your work as a four-legged stool and ask yourself these questions. Number one, can I do work here that matches my values? No matter how much you're being paid, if the work you're doing doesn't match your values, you're going to burn out. Number two, can I do this work pretty much to the best of my abilities? Do I have the tools, the systems, the supports I need in order to do the work pretty much to the best of my abilities? And I emphasize pretty much because there is no perfect workplace. Leadership and family life and coping and resilience are complicated because people are complicated. There are no perfect ones of us. There are no perfect friends, there are no perfect life partners, there are no perfect work teams. But the second leg on the stool is, can I do this work pretty much to the best of my abilities? The third leg on the stool is a very crucial one, and that is, to what extent am I enjoying doing this work with the people with whom I'm working? Your relationships with your colleagues, plural, are likely to be some of the most powerful predictors of your well-being, no matter how we measure it. We know that far more important in determining whether or not the people you love like you than hours you work will be your mood when you come home from work. And your mood when you leave work will primarily be driven by how well you got along with or didn't get along with the people with whom you work. And then the fourth crucial leg on the stool, so to speak, that determines whether or not you have good work is whether or not the people you love, whoever you identify as the people who are your primary support people, applaud and admire you for doing the work you do. Now, much of your family's attitude toward your work, however you define family, will be driven by your attitude toward your work, which is going to have a lot to do with that third leg of the stool, which is how well you get along with others. So my hope for you is that today you will shape and embrace good work. Notice that what I'm doing is making a difference relative to my deep, deep values. When your behavior aligns with purposeful work, it re-energizes you. Recognize, even though we have limits, on our worst days we work in miracle zones compared to the circumstances in which most people in the history of the world have worked in. Look around you and express appreciation to your fellow workers for the work they're doing. What you do allows me to do what I do as a great message to deliver. And finally, check your attitude and your mood as you're arriving home. And don't just complain, talk about some of the wins and the victories you had today. In so doing, you can create a four-legged stool that keeps working for you and keeps supporting you on this journey. Hope this tip has been helpful to you. Thank you for all that you do.